With 14 wins and a third place finish overall, Tom Ingram is primed and ready to take the fight to the rest of the British touring car field this season. And we are proud to have the Young Speedworks motorsport driver in Arai for 2018. We sat down with Tom to get the lowdown on 2017 and to find out those all-important answers to our quick-fire questions.
So we went into 2017, as it were, with a kind of a new look of the car. So we had a full facelift that came with the car from Toyota. So looked awesome, and we started testing out in Portugal with a camo livery, which was the nuts. Looked really cool. And as soon as we hit the ground running at Portugal, it was like, okay, this is pretty cool. This is a pretty good thing that we've got underneath us. That went really well. A couple of tests back in the UK, that went really well. Hit the ground running at Brands, front row at Brands, won the first race, podium in the second, right there in the third. So all of a sudden, we went into the first weekend like, boom, here we are. This is what we want. And our whole ethos for 2017 was try to win the championship, try to win the independents, try to be there at the end for the overall as well.
Was that before you went testing?
Yeah,
right.
That was what we wanted. So and as a backstory to that, 2016, I got loads of shit for being the one that's the hot-headed kid who just wants to win and doesn't really think about anything else, which that's exactly what I was. That's what I wanted to do. We were just looking for wins and podiums. Didn't care about a championship, we weren't going for it. 17, we realised that we had a chance at it, so we thought, let's put it together. So thinking about points, thinking about race finishes, staying out of trouble, getting to the end, and up until Alton Park, that's what we'd done. We had a massive championship lead. It was in a really, really comfortable position. Awful weekend at Alton Park, awful weekend at Croft. In 6 races, we only scored in 1 of them. It was just a horrible weekend, just caught up in accidents. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. So we left that really kind of downbeat and really kind of frustrated with how it had all fallen apart, really. We kind of set back off after the summer break at Snetterton, and the momentum just started to carry back on. And at this point, we'd have been 5th or 6th in the championship. So how it works with the touring cars, you carry your success ballast. So if you're leading the championship, you're on 75, and it kind of goes down in increments from there. So we were 5th under a championship, so we'd be going into the weekends a lot lighter on ballast, so we'd be right back up there in qualifying, give us a better race 1, and the whole race weekend would just go a lot better. And it would just start to, throughout the rest of the year, it was recovery from the 2 rounds that we had in the middle. So, we had a great weekend at Knockhill. We won the final race, got really good points, went into Silverstone, won race 1, second in race 2, should have won race 3, but got fired. All of a sudden, the championship was back on. We went into Brands in contention to win the championship. So it was a year that could have been. Had we not have had the 2 crap rounds in the middle, potentially we could have won the championship. But that's, as everyone knows, that's motorsport, that's touring cars. Favourite track has got to be Knockhill. Depending on whichever one was crap that year. Silverstone National is just a bit of nothingness. Love it because it's like no other circuit that you go to. It's proper undulating, blind crests. It's like a proper, there's not much to it at all, but it's a proper ballsy circuit. That's what I like. Complex corners, probably Craners. Knockhill 2013. Drive shaft snapped on the start line. I got hit from behind. Probably Jake Hill, because it's been so many years that I've raced against him. He wants to beat me and I want to beat him. Now, well, not now, but it would have been Shedden. Senna. Or Lewis, actually. I like how Lewis is doing his stuff. Senna. Schumacher. Oh. Raikkonen. Lewis. Yep, so that would have been about 2003, I think that was. That was probably one of my first big achievements in karting. We had the O Plate, which was a one-off race. All the best kids in the country come together and go for the top prize. And yeah, me, mum and dad rocked up at the back of our van and finished 3rd that year. So that was a really, really big achievement for us. Yeah, so that would have been 2012, I think that would have been. at Silverstone when I was part of the KX Academy. Went down to see the BSB and had a look around the garages, and somebody very kindly lent me to jump on their bike and have a photo. Oh yeah, so the end of 2016, start of this year, I'd become a fat because basically what we were doing is, very stupidly, we decided to go for podium pizza. Which when we weren't getting many podiums was all right, but when we were starting to get a few podiums, it wasn't quite so great. So yeah, I started to lard up a little bit, so it was time to lose some weight. Oh yeah, tanning, get my tan on. So I had, last year was working with a kid called Ollie Caldwell in Formula 4. He was racing all over Europe. He was doing British F4, Italian and German. So we were doing load of travelling. And we had a day off in when we were at, I think it was Vallelunga, and it was like 34, 35 degrees, and we had the day off around the pool, and it was a good day. Yeah, Tingram merch is live. So yeah, that was a cool moment when we launched that. So yeah, Tingram merch is live, and been going really well. So I'm really pleased with it. Yeah, winning. Thruxton, 2017. Really cool moment when we had everything was just going so well. Every weekend we were coming into, we were absolutely on it, right on the pace, and really cool weekend. Arai has always been a massively iconic brand in motorsport. It's something I've always aspired to wearing an Arai. When I was 8 years old, I wanted to wear an Arai. That's all I wanted. So it's really nice to be associated with Arai now. It feels like it's almost come full circle.
Are you going to have it custom painted?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Definitely. I don't know yet. I've got a couple of ideas that I'm working on. I've got a friend of mine that's doing a design, MDM. He's going to be all over it, and then a good friend of mine up in Knockhill is going to paint it for me at Rennet. So yeah, it'll look pretty sick.